Mothman legend began on November 15, 1966, in the town of Point Pleasant, when a young couple reported encountering a man-sized bird, creature, something, near an old TNT plant. Witnesses described the Mothman as a tall, winged figure with glowing red eyes. Some people thought it was a sign that something bad was going to happen, especially after the tragic collapse of the Silver Bridge on December 15, 1967, which resulted in 46 deaths. The timing led to speculation that the Mothman sightings were connected to the disaster. The Mothman legend has since become a cultural phenomenon, inspiring books, documentaries, and a 2002 film adaptation of John Keel's 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies. Point Pleasant now hosts an annual Mothman festival, drawing fans from all over the world to learn and celebrate the mystery of the Mothman. Skinwalker. Skinwalker comes from deep within Navajo culture. It's described as a being of dark power, a witch who has abandoned all morality to walk between worlds. Stories of skinwalkers have circulated for generations, warning of creatures that can shift their form and slip between human and animal at will. A coyote with unnatural eyes, a voice calling your name in the wind, but it's not human. Skinwalkers are said to wear the skins of animals, taking their shape, moving with eerie precision. They can mimic voices, slip through shadows, and control the minds of those who cross their path. They are feared among the Navajo. Thanks to pop culture, the legend of the Skinwalker has spread beyond the Navajo Nation, fueling countless horror stories and modern fears. But to those who truly believe, Skinwalkers are not just myths, they are warnings. Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness Monster, also known as Nessie, first recorded sighting dates back to the 6th century when St. Columba, an Irish monk, is said to have encountered a water beast in the river Ness, which connects the loch to the sea. However, it wasn't until 1933 that modern interest surged. That year, a local newspaper published an article about a couple who claimed to have seen a large creature crossing the road near the loch, describing it as having a body like a whale and a long neck. Some people stated it resembled a plesiosaur, a marine reptile from the age of dinosaurs. Over the years, many photos and videos have claimed to show images of the Loch Ness Monster, with the most famous being the 1934 surgeon's photograph. However, most of these images have been proven to be hoaxes or mistakes. Scientific investigations, including sonar scans and thorough searches, have not found any solid proof. Despite doubts, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster has become an important part of Scottish history and global popular culture. Nessie attracts thousands of tourists every year, all excited to catch a glimpse of the mysterious creature. Bigfoot. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch. Reports of this creature date back centuries, with indigenous tales and pioneer accounts describing encounters with a towering, hairy being that roamed the wilderness. Bigfoot is often depicted as a large, muscular, and two-legged creature covered in dark hair. Witnesses estimate its height to be between 6 and 10 feet, with broad shoulders and long arms. Some accounts describe a face more human-like than ape-like, while others note glowing eyes and a strong, bad smell. Over the years, numerous footprints have been discovered, some measuring up to 24 inches in length and 8 inches in width. However, many of these have been attributed to hoaxes or misidentified animal tracks. Despite countless sightings and alleged evidence, the scientific community remains skeptical. Formal studies and analyses, including those by the FBI, have often concluded that samples thought to belong to Bigfoot were from known animals or humans. Yet, the legend persists, captivating the imagination through books, documentaries, and festivals. Bigfoot has become an important part of North American folklore, symbolizing the wild and unexplored mysteries that still lurk in our world. Chupacabra, meaning goat sucker in Spanish, appeared in March 1995 in Puerto Rico, where 8 sheep were found dead, with 3 puncture wounds each and drained of blood. A few months later, in August, an eyewitness reported seeing the creature in Canovanas, Puerto Rico, where as many as 150 farm animals and pets were killed. In Puerto Rico and other parts of Latin America, Chupacabra is often depicted as a reptilian creature with leathery or scaly, greenish-gray skin. skin, sharp spines or quills running down its back, and standing about 3 to 4 feet tall, moving in a kangaroo-like fashion. But in the southwestern United States, it's described as a strange breed of wild dog, mostly hairless with deep eye sockets, fangs, and claws. The Chupacabra has become an important figure in popular culture, inspiring many books, documentaries, and movies. Even though there have been many investigations proving the creature doesn't exist, it is still a well-known and lasting part of folklore in the Americas. Abominable snowman. The abominable snowman, also known as Yeti, dates back to ancient times. Beginning in the 19th century, local people reported strange footprints and sightings, which caught the attention of explorers and adventurers. These stories led to expeditions and investigations, making the Yeti a big part of popular folklore. The Yeti is commonly depicted as a bipedal creature, standing about 6 to 10 feet tall, covered in thick, dark, or reddish-brown hair. Its feet are said to be large, with claws resembling those of bears. People who claim to have seen the Yeti often say it has a human-like face with a flat nose and high cheekbones. But even after many searches and expeditions, no real proof, like a body or clear photos, has ever been found to prove it exists. Some stories say the Yeti is a guardian of the mountains, while others see it as a symbol of the wild, representing the tough and dangerous conditions of the Himalayas. The Yeti continues to be a subject of cultural importance, inspiring art, stories, and tourism. Even with lots of research and exploration, it remains a mystery. Wendigo. Wendigo is a terrifying creature from Algonquian legend. It is a creature born when a person turns to cannibalism. They don't just lose their humanity, they become something far worse. The legend began as a way to explain the horrors of winter starvation. In times of extreme cold and famine, some people were forced to do the unthinkable, eat human flesh to survive. But according to the stories, those who did were cursed, transforming into monstrous beings with an endless hunger. No matter how much they ate, they would never be full. The Wendigo is described as tall and thin, its skin stretched tightly over its bones. Some say it has glowing eyes, long claws, and sharp teeth. Others claim it has antlers, like a twisted version of a deer. The Wendigo represents greed and the dangers of losing control. It isn't just a creature that eats people. It turns others into Wendigos too, spreading the curse like a disease. Some believe it can whisper into the minds of the weak, pushing them toward hunger, madness, and eventually transformation. Today, the Wendigo has become a popular horror figure, appearing in movies, books, and video games. But to the indigenous people who first told its story, it serves as a reminder of what happens when desperation takes over and when hunger turns humans into monsters. Kraken. The Kraken probably started from sailors seeing giant squids and octopuses. Their huge size and the way they were hard to spot made people imagine all sorts of things. As time passed, these stories turned into tales of a huge monster hiding deep in the ocean, hunting down sailors who didn't see it coming. The Kraken is depicted as a massive cephalopod, resembling a giant octopus or squid. It was said to have a body like a whale, but with many arms and a huge hunger, always ready to devour anything in its path. It was said the Kraken would create whirlpools strong enough to pull entire ships under. Today, the Kraken is still a famous character in books, movies, and art. Its legacy reveals how humanity is irresistibly drawn to the unknown, captivated by the mysteries that lie hidden beneath the depths of the ocean. You should subscribe and watch this other video.